What up, everybody? So the other day I tried to film a Joker review, but I didn't like the way it turned out, and even now the lighting is bad. It's later in the day, but anyway, so I saw the Joker on Saturday, and I didn't know what to expect, but like in this first and second act, I started to realize that it was focused more on the psychological aspect of the story. This is not a Batman movie. It doesn't even really integrate Bruce in it that much at all, even though at the end you see the demise of Bruce's parents and you see Bruce a little bit in the middle of the story. But my favorite parts of the movie is some of the dialogue. In his journal, he wrote that the worst part of having a mental illness is that people expect you to act like you don't, or something along those lines. And it's just really, I agree with that, first of all. And it's just really disgusting how people put expectations on you and you're not well. And you're going through shit that they can't even imagine. And, it's just like treating people like dirt that are already going through something. It's just like, what do you gain from that? And so I can definitely relate to that, because there have been times in my life where I was struggling, had bad anxiety, mostly from school. It was the residual effects of school. But at any rate, it's not a good feeling when somebody's looking down on you, and it's just like, I've already admitted that I'm struggling mentally, so I'm not dumb, and so to kind of get kicked in the teeth and then get expected to have it together, it's just like it's a really unfair feeling. And then he says to the counselor or the social worker, you don't listen, you ask the same questions all the time, and pretty much saying that the questions are very formulaic and pretty much just trying to see if he's going to off himself or whatever. If you've had counselors in the past, you know how that feels, or bad therapy experiences, you know how that feels. He was like, all I have are negative thoughts. And again, I can relate to that, because after a while, your thoughts become very repetitive and very negative for no apparent reason other than you never learned positive thought patterns. And then the most memorable line in the movie for everybody, it seems, is, for my whole life, it felt like I didn't exist. But now I know that I do. And so that feeling of just insignificance and being discarded and treated like crap when you possess good qualities that the rest of the world decides aren't valuable or good just because it's not cutthroat. Everybody thinks that if you're not cutthroat, then you're soft. And it's just like the very qualities that people seek out most are the ones that they abuse you over, and they take advantage of you for, like if you're kind, people think, oh, this person is weak. Let me treat them any kind of way. And yeah, so it's very unfortunate that a lot of people go through that. But then there's a choice. You don't have to be mean and wicked because everybody's mean and wicked to you. And even when he descends into madness, he still knows that it's a choice, whether to be kind and mean or whatever. But it just seems like he happily descends into madness because he's finally coming into himself. Like, you know what? This is what the world has made me. Let me embrace it. And by them setting it up and taking it nice and slow in the first two acts, you fully empathize with him towards the end because you saw him get shitted on. You saw the physical and mental beatings that he took. And there's only so much a person can take before they snap. And of course, his breaking point comes when he's on the train and he's being bullied by these Wall Street jerks. And then he pow, 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 shoots them dead, all three of them. Again, spoilers. Well, I never warned that there were going to be spoilers, but I'm assuming you've watched it. And if you haven't, well, surprise. I spoiled it for you. But I really like the movie. Is it the best movie I've ever seen? No. Does it have some issues? I mean, apparently to online critics, but no one pays attention to them. And it's obvious that a lot of times they have their own agendas, and they get really angry when the truth is told. So don't believe the BS that you see. Believe the opposite of what the media is telling you. Go and see it for yourself. I think it's definitely worth it, even if you don't like it 100%. It reflects a common and a very relevant topic, which is mental illness. And so I really liked the Joker. I thought it was great, and I recommend it. So yeah, that's my review. Those are my thoughts. Go see the Joker.